Mr. Bob Fitzgibbons,
Yes.
and of course Mr. Kenny Crysler here. We're doing a segment for In the Front Row, which you guys are in the front row. Showcase
That's right.
video and photography. Tell us a little history on yourselves, on what this company is all about.
Well, Showcase has been here 36 years. Started by Bob Corey and Warren Steinberg. They became partners, I believe, selling cameras out of a station wagon and in a flea market. Moved around a little, got this building, moved in. The rest is history. I've been here 21 years. Came into the video department when we were downstairs, kind of a consumer-oriented video department. We moved upstairs, started selling professional gear. We're 5 minutes away from all the TV stations. It seemed a logical progression. So we started stocking and selling professional gear and became kind of a store that would sell and service to the professional photographer and videographer, and kind of found our niche that way and have been here going strong for a long time.
You know this guy?
I don't,
want him to be in the
but
video
he's going to be helping me soon.
He's a future video guy.
We start him early here at Showcase.
Absolutely. Bob, how long you been with the company?
I'm going on 7 years here at Showcase, and I was at Wolf Camera before that, and before that I was just freelancing and had to get a steady paycheck. So I came over here and I knew some people, and luckily I've had an opening, and now I'm the director of technical sales here at Showcase. So.
Wow, wow. So that must have been a really good thing. Did you guys have to take him from Wolf, or did you wait till Wolf closed?
No. I knew how to get out of Wolf after about a year and a half working there, so started looking to go. So
I have nothing to do
I
with
was
that.
actually shopping. I was a customer. Even though I was at Wolf, I was shopping here. So
Absolutely, absolutely. How important is that you guys have seen customer service being that you guys are one of the great retailers in this business?
Well, that's what we have. I mean, we have real people that have knowledge on the photo side, on the video side. We have a service department that's state of the art. We have an editing guy, Eric, who has been a teacher and an editor for probably 30 years. He's been here longer than me, so that's 25. So you can get things done here. You can get your questions answered here. Unlike the internet, where you're just going to see a picture of something and maybe get a guy that knows what he's talking about and maybe not, we have people that can help
most
you.
likely not.
You can put the camera in your hand, you can feel it, you can talk about it. If you have a problem, you have someone to come back to and talk. Heck, you know. So, I mean, that's our strong suit. Our strong suit is relationships with people. And we have a lot of relationships with local Atlanta people, from startups, guys that are starting out, shooting music videos, shooting weddings, shooting event videography, shooting documentaries, to professionals at all levels, whether it's a TV station, traditional broadcast, or cinematographers now. Heck, there's movies being shot in Atlanta more and more than ever. So there's a lot of guys that are either working on some category within that, or maybe supplies, grip supplies or things like that, or rentals. We have a pretty advanced rental department now that's growing in leaps and bounds. So we're trying to be that niche for professionals of all levels in Atlanta.
Also advanced amateurs, even consumers coming off the street. We don't throw anybody out the door. We want them all to come in and see us.
Absolutely.
So we cater to all things. Like what I do is I do consulting for the store. I go out to people's homes. They come in here. I do teaching and training. I will do free classes on Saturdays. We have lots of free classes that, hey, just check out our calendar on the website and see what's happening. You know, maybe a free class. I'm doing one next weekend on Flash, on how to use a Flash on camera. I mean, it's 2 hours and it's going to give you a ton of information. It doesn't cost you a dime. You don't even have to buy anything from us to be in that class. So we have lots of things to offer like that. We have a school that they can do if they want some more in-depth stuff. So we do a little bit of everything, but the whole thing is building relationship and trust. And why does someone want to buy from us? Is because they're dealing with me, they're dealing with Kenny, they're dealing with Julie or Frank, and you have that personal relationship, you have that personal contact, and that customer can feel safe and secure when they come in here. If there's a problem, we're going to take care of it. We'll do almost anything to take care of the customer. And that's what the whole goal is. And that's why I have repeat customers that are very, very loyal to me, because they know I'm going to take care of them. And I'll bend over backwards and do almost anything for them. And Kenny will do the same thing.
Maybe.
On any of us. That's what we're here for. And that's why people shop with us. And that's why we've been in business for almost 37 years now.
Wow.
And it's gotten a lot better. I mean, we have worked on it, and it has gotten better over the years. So.
The stores are getting fewer. I mean, look around. I mean, every year, you know, you go through your little checks of what other kind of businesses are in the same kind of business that you're in, how many of them and all that. Or every year at NAB in Vegas, have meetings with Sony and Canon and Panasonic and JVC, and you're seeing stores dwindle. I mean, you know, there's maybe 12, 15 stores in the United States that are, you know, stocking professional gear. There used to be a whole lot more. So,
like you said, you mentioned Wolfcam earlier. They're not in business anymore. They may have a store with a sign on it, but it's not the same company. And they have one store now instead of, you know, over 1,000. But I mean, we're still standing because we take care of the customer. I mean, it's happening everywhere. I mean, just look at what happened in England the other day. Jessup's, which is the largest camera store in England and some parts of Europe, they just filed for bankruptcy. And they're gone. Every one of those stores just shut down. One day they're there, the next day they're not. So we want customers to come in here because that's the lifeblood for us. And our prices are very competitive, and we work with the customers as best we can. Sometimes we can't match some of those crazy prices online, but we're going to try our best to keep them happy or give them something that they have value with. So.
How important is the actual development with you guys with Nikon and Canon, some of those big Sony dealers? How important has those developments been over the years with your company here?
Well, it's personal now. I mean, when I came here, we were a Panasonic dealer, but we weren't a Sony dealer. And we developed that relationship, and it's been, I guess, about 17 years now that I've been a Sony dealer. And I mean, they're all my friends. I mean, Panasonic as well. I mean, it's like when I call one of my reps, I have a personal relationship with that guy or woman. I mean, we like each other, we know each other, we know what kind of business we're trying to do together. We're partners. So it's a big deal to have stability, I think, in their organization and in our organization. And it helps us when I have a problem, when I'm reaching out to try to take care of a customer's problem, I have someone I can call that's going to see my name on the caller ID and actually pick up the phone instead of running and hiding. So, I mean, it helps. It helps on all levels.
I mean, we're the largest Nikon and Canon dealer in the Southeast United States, largest stocking dealer. We have those relationships. And Canon and Nikon want us around, so they're doing everything they can to help us out. And, you have to have that partnership with the manufacturers. If you don't, they don't care about you. They have to know who you are, and they know who we are. And like I said, if there's a problem, we can go to the rep and say, hey, or the rep's boss, or the rep's boss's boss. And we take care of them. We get the customer satisfied. So.
With social media being big, as huge as it is now, tablets, also phones now, how are you guys tying in with that community itself, with your business as far as software and hardware? How are you guys tying in with that?
Well, we have a Facebook page, and we're active on Twitter. And of course, everyone in the world has their own Facebook. So, you know, occasionally I'm going to put stuff on there related to the business, not all the time. Mm-hmm. But I mean, that whole part of everyone's business is growing. There's no question about that. You're not on it, you're losing.
That's right.
So
it's new to us. We're still learning. We're getting better at it, and we do promotions and specials just on Facebook. We'll send out an email blast to people, specific groups of people, and say, hey, and see if they're responding. And I mean, we do some crazy deals every once in a while and see what kind of response we get. So it's always a good idea to check our Facebook page and to look at the emails that we send. Because sometimes we put little snippets in there. We want to see if people are actually reading them. So it's worthwhile to open them up and actually look at them, because we give away free stuff sometimes. Come on in and say hi to a certain person, and they have a gift for you. And it's, you know, it may not be $100, but it's not $1, so it's good. It's somewhere in between.
That gives us a range.
Absolutely. The film industry, as you was mentioning, is here in Atlanta, baby Hollywood, so to speak. New York.
Hollywood South.
Absolutely. Hollywood South. That's a great. They might use that. You might want to.
It's being used.
Hollywood South.
I didn't make it up.
That it's a big thing here. A lot of indies here. How did that affect your business as well here? I know you was talking.
It affects Kenny's side a lot more than mine.
It's kind of a trickle down. You know, I mean, with Screen Gems having their great operation in the south side of town and all the different movies being filmed, a crew will come in and they'll call and you'll recognize some of the same people crew different movies and stuff and starting to get to know them. And they'll call and it'll be mostly like a rental thing. We need to rent this, this, and this. Or we need some grip stuff, you know, gaffer's tape and some C-stands or something like that. So generally, when a movie comes to town, they're not going to come in and buy a $35,000 camera. They already have that stuff. I mean, they're not coming in here cold. So we're developing those relationships and supplying different stuff. But the more that business builds, the more all the other businesses build, and it just gets a happening feeling to Atlanta. I mean, like the music business. I mean, now the film business is hot, and everybody wants to be in it. Everybody wants to grab a camera, go out, shoot a documentary. You got an idea, you know, your cameras, the cinema quality cameras that we can provide you now for $3,000 as opposed to $100,000 or $50,000 or $20,000. I mean, yes, we have them at all those levels, but not everybody needs to be at a certain level. I mean, we can help you by talking to you, seeing where you are, and direct you to the right product to get the job done that you need to get done. And you don't have to be rich to get into this business now. Got to have a little talent, got to work hard, but we can advise you properly.
What about shelf space? I noticed shelf space here being that you have a lot of different other things on as far as not, you know, backpacks and cases and things of that nature. I know that takes a lot of. How did you guys develop that relationship with those companies?
Well, you have to have those kind of companies. Everyone thinks you get rich selling cameras and lenses. You get poor selling cameras and lenses. You really, I mean, there's the margins that we work with are razor thin. So the accessory pieces are areas that you can actually, that helps pay my salary, helps pay Kenny's salary, and helps pay the air conditioning that keeps the lights on in the building. So we definitely want people to have these things. So if you have a camera bag, you need to protect it. You need to carry it somehow. So you got, well, you know, a huge selection of camera bags. We have filters protect the front of the lenses. We have all kind of things to print with, Epson printers and paper and ink. You've got microphones and
Yeah, the camera's part one. Everything else, I mean, batteries, filters, lenses, microphones, wireless mics, wired mics, handheld, shotgun, lapel, tripods, dollies, cranes, lighting kits. I can go on. Don't get me started, Ed. And there's a lot of stuff. And, I mean, you can't just come in and buy a camera. I mean, you buy a camera, what are you going to do when you get home? Oh, wow, I should have bought a tape. Well, there's no tape anymore. I should have bought a memory card or whatever the heck.
you got to have all that.
So
And we stock all
we
that.
stock
We're the place to
everything.
be. Yeah.
I mean, if we don't have it, we can order it, but pretty much anybody can order it. So mostly we have it. And if I don't have it a couple of times, I'm going to see to it that I do the next time. I don't know everything, but I take a lot of feedback from my customers. Someone's coming in saying, Kenny, have you seen the blah, 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 the new TV Logic monitor? I mean, it's ridiculously good. And I saw it, and so we called, we became dealers, now we stock them. Things like that. We get that input from the customer. And we're always listening.
All kind of lighting.
Yeah, I mean, there's just many things other than the camera. The camera starts the ball, the camera starts the conversation, you know. But once you have your camera, you know, I tell people, you know, when you're getting into this business, make sure you don't have to deal with me, but make sure you find somebody that you like, because you're going to see that person or talk to that person once a week for the rest of your life. I mean, it pretty much is like that. I mean, you really have to find someone that you can talk to about this stuff and be excited about it and help you with it, because it's an ever-changing industry and it's fun.
Tell me about Blackmagic, the new camera they have out.
Blackmagic just came in. It's a cinema camera. It's 2.5K. In layman's terms, basically, what does that mean? 1080 is, everyone knows, is HD. That's basically 1K. So 2.5 times the resolution of HD, a little box that's $29.95, $3,000. It's pretty incredible. That's kind of on the low end of cinema cameras, but it's a whole lot of camera for that amount of money. Come in and play with it. Come in and touch it. I mean,
Come in and rent it.
People, yeah, come in and rent it. I mean, if you have a little shoot. We'll have stock soon, like every dealer in the country. I mean, we all ordered a lot of them last April at NAB when we saw it. Nobody got more than one, pretty much. I mean, we got one. You know, everyone else that ordered multiples got one. Those orders will start to ship this month, and we're in January now, so we should have them soon, and we should have quantities of them. That's one camera. That's one camera that's gonna be kind of a game changer because of the technology and the pricing. That's the key. Where do you position it? And they're all good at doing that. Sony, Canon, JVC, Panasonic, and now you have people other than the big four, Blackmagic, making cameras, Red. I mean, so it's not just the big four anymore that are changing this industry, and we want to be involved in all of it. GoPro, yeah. I mean, you could buy a GoPro camera for $399 that, believe it or not, is 4K. At a certain setting, you know, maybe 15 frames per second, but whatever. The point is, these little cameras that you can hook anywhere, go underwater with, stick them on your car, stick them on your bike, do a skateboard video, whatever, are virtually nothing. I mean, it's like buying an iPhone. I mean, so, guy called me the other day and said, well, I want to get into this, but it's got to be HD. And I thought, you know, I don't think I can find a camera in this store that's not HD. I mean, my iPhone is HD. So, you know.
What about the photography side? The cameras over there are really growing leaps and bounds as well?
Well, I mean, you have the SLRs are, you know, they're just getting crazy good. You know, like the Nikon D800, you got 36 megapixels. That does video phenomenally well. You got those kind of cameras. But then you have the new mirrorless cameras, things like the Nikon J1, and now the J2 and the J3 that just got announced. Those are all mirrorless cameras, so it's all changing. So no longer we don't need a mirror going up and down. So the transition between a photo camera and a video camera is kind of merging. They're kind of becoming these hybrid cameras, and these little mirrorless cameras are great for that. For anybody, for almost $399, you can get a camera that's interchangeable lenses that does 60 frames a second at high definition. It's crazy good, and it'll shoot 15 frames a second.